Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bibi and I am a travel nurse, and I'm going to be talking about all things travel nursing on my page and other things that I feel like talking about. But in this video, specifically, I'm going to be talking about the 7 things, it's not 7, looking at this list is more like 9. But these are the things that you probably should ask your recruiter before you accept the contract. So if it's something that you're interested in or you want to learn a little bit more about, here's my list and we'll just go through it. Alrighty. Okay, so the first thing that I always ask my recruiter is if my contract has guaranteed hours. So what does that mean? So typically you have to work anywhere between 36 hours a week to 48. So you're either working 3 shifts a week or 4 shifts a week depending on your contract. What guaranteed hours means is that if you are contracted to work 3 days a week and the facility cancels you, they don't need you, they send you home early, anything like that, you will still be paid the same amount of money. Doesn't that sound like something you want in your contract? Yes. Typically it's something that the facility themselves will offer, but it's a really good perk to have and to ask your recruiter if you're down to deciding between 2 different facilities. Like if you really just traveling into a city and you don't really care what facility you go to. So guaranteed hours, that is one of my favorite perks, because you're basically getting paid to stay home. Like, who doesn't like that? The second thing that I would ask my recruiter is, how is the facility's policy or their policy in regards to vacations or time off? So some contracts, the way that they're written, you have to work X amount of shifts to fulfill your obligation. So say it's a 13-week contract, and in one of those weeks you have a vacation that was pre-planned, you're getting married, whatever is going on, God forbid you have a family emergency or something, you have to take the time off. Depending on your contract, you may have to extend an extra week to make up for that vacation or to make up for that time off. So ask your facility if there's any stipulations in regards to that in your contract, just so everybody's on the same page. Cancellation policy, that's another thing that you're going to want to discuss with your recruiter. So no recruiters, no facilities, no hospitals like for you to cancel. It's a big hassle, but sometimes life happens. You have a family emergency, the facility is putting your license in danger, just craziness can ensue and you have to cancel your contract. So ask your recruiter, what is the cancellation policy? Some contracts will have you pay back if you have to cancel. Some contracts require you to give a 2-week notice. Some contracts require you to give a month notice. So ask your recruiter what is their cancellation policy when it comes to that. Call off policy. That kind of goes back with the whole time off policy thing. Some facilities and some companies, if you're contracted to work 13 weeks and you call out on 2 of those days, at the end of your shift, you're going to have to extend it a whole nother week to make up those 2 days. Or on some weeks, you may have to pick up an extra day. So basically what it is, if you miss a day, you got to make it up. You have to work those X amount of shifts that you're contractually obligated to work. So that's really important. Completion bonuses and extension bonuses. And OT bonuses. Bonuses. When I first started as a travel nurse, I did not know anything about these bonuses. I never asked for them. And I realized if you don't ask, they are not going to tell you. So what's a completion bonus? So ask to see if you can put that in your contract. So basically, once you complete your contract, you get a bonus. You get an extra $500, $1,000, $250, whatever it is. Once you finish your contract, you get a little extra money added to the end of it. Extension bonuses. That's one of the perks that most contracts have, but just remember, you gotta ask, make sure they put it in there. So what you don't realize is whenever you extend, your company saves a ton of money, because think about it, they don't have to pay for orientation, they don't have to pay for you to be vaccinated, drug screened, all that jazz again. So a lot of companies will actually just pay you an extra $500, once again $250, whatever it is, for you to extend, some up to $1,000. So make sure you ask, if you're gonna renew your contract, ask for a extension bonus. 9 times out of 10, they'll give it to you. OT bonuses, those are nice too. So an overtime bonus is basically what it says. You get some extra money for overtime. One of the companies that I work for, the way that they worked it out is every extra 10 hours that you work, you get, I believe it's an extra $100 or something. I don't remember the exact amount of money, but it's every 10 hours extra that you work on top of your paycheck, you'll get some more money. Another company that I work for, the way that they did their bonus is if you work an extra 5 shifts during your whole entire contract, you get X amount. If you work 10 extra shifts, you get X amount at all, and you get all this at the end. So just ask about that. Travel expense reimbursements. That's another one that's really important. Some facilities will pay for your flight. Some of them will pay for you to buy new scrubs. Some of them will pay for you to get new sneakers. You just have to give the receipts. And parking. That was one of the small things that I didn't realize that you can ask for. When I worked at a big city in Atlanta, we had to pay to park our vehicles. Very foreign concept to me. But it was about $40 a month that I had to pay. And every month I would give my receipt over to my recruiter and I would be reimbursed for that. So just kind of ask and see what your company will allow for reimbursement. The other thing you're going to want to ask is, who do you call with your issues? And what are you as the recruiter going to do when I bring these issues to you? Oftentimes you may not want to go directly to your supervisor if it's not a direct patient issue, if it's more of a facility issue, or whatever the issue may be. I can't really think of any right now, but there may be an issue that you may not want to go to anybody who's working at the facility with the issue. You want to bring it to your recruiter. You're going to want to talk to them and see how they deal with that. Do they then call the facility to speak to human resources? Do they deal with it internally within their company? All of that needs to be communicated to your recruiter. And just while we're on the topic of issues to communicate to your recruiter, always communicate in email. Always, always, always communicate any type of issues you may have in email. And I'll talk about that in a later video. And the pay schedule. The pay schedule. And payment for online incentives. Yes, the pay schedule. So up until recently, I always thought that all travel assignments pay weekly. But after I did all my paperwork for my current assignment, I found out that some of them pay bi-weekly. So that's something that you're going to want to ask your recruiter. What is my pay? Am I getting paid every Friday? Am I getting paid every Saturday? Am I getting paid bi-weekly? All of those are important. And then payment for online incentives. So if you ever switch companies like I'm doing right now, you will realize that they make you do these health streams that literally will take a whole day, 2 days, maybe a week, depending on your schedule and how you are about to staying on top of it. And some facilities will actually pay you hourly for that. So make sure you ask to see if I'm going to sit here and do about 70 hours of online in services, am I going to be reimbursed for this? So that's just something that you're going to want to ask for during your whole questionnaire to your recruiter. Yeah, so that's basically it. I kind of ran through it, and I'll type up the list in the bottom of the video, so if you kind of want to have something to fall back and ask questions. But those are the questions that I feel like I always have to ask prior to me accepting any type of assignment. Once again, like I said, you want your assignment to be successful. You want it to be pleasant. You want to be happy while you're there. So kind of get all these things out of the way so that you know what you're walking into. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching my video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't, I don't think you're not, but if you don't, maybe leave some constructive criticism. And if you like to follow me, and so that you can get little notifications when I post up new videos, then follow me on the YouTube. And that's pretty much it. So have a good day and much love and positivity. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I would just like to throw that out there, only because if it turns out to be the white elephant in this video, my shirt is ripped. I'm aware, but that is the design of it, and that's why I bought it. So just in case you're wondering, I'm aware, and I like it.